You've probably heard about the human sacrifices and grand pyramids that define the Aztec Empire, right? For most, these are the defining images of this powerful civilization. But what if I told you that this perception barely scratches the surface? In truth, the story of the Aztec Empire is far richer, filled with layers of complexity and sophistication that go beyond what is commonly taught. Today, I want to invite you to dive deeper into the lesser-known aspects of the Aztec civilization, exploring not just their religious practices, but their social structures, technological advancements, cultural impact, and the enduring legacy they left behind. The Aztecs were much more than a people driven by blood rituals and monumental architecture. It's undeniable that human sacrifice played a significant role in Aztec religious life. But reducing their culture to this alone ignores the spiritual depth behind these rituals. For the Aztecs, sacrifices weren't simply violent acts. They were cosmic duties. They believed they were sustaining the universe, giving back life to the gods who, in their view, had sacrificed themselves to create the world. This exchange of life was, in their eyes, vital for the continuation of natural cycles. The concept of teotl is crucial to understanding this. Teotl represented a divine essence that permeated all things: gods, humans, animals, even inanimate objects. The universe was seen as a dynamic and interwoven system, and maintaining its balance was the most sacred duty the Aztecs could perform. This spiritual understanding provided a philosophical framework for their rituals, which is rarely acknowledged in simplified historical narratives. Yet, to focus only on religion is to miss the vast administrative genius of the Aztec Empire. They controlled a sprawling territory, one that encompassed numerous peoples and cultures, many of whom spoke different languages and practiced distinct traditions. This empire was not held together solely by military force, but by a complex system of tributes, diplomacy, and mutual benefit. Conquered regions were required to pay tribute to the empire in the form of goods, cocoa, maize, textiles, and other resources. In return, they received protection and access to the vibrant trade networks that spread across Mesoamerica. This exchange of goods and services helped to stabilize the empire and created a sense of economic interdependence, which benefited both the rulers and the subjugated peoples. At the heart of this economic system was Tenochtitlan, the Aztec capital, a marvel of urban planning and engineering. Tenochtitlan was built on an island in the middle of Lake Texcoco and connected to the mainland by a series of causeways and canals. These waterways not only allowed for easy transportation but also provided a natural defense against potential invaders. The city was an intricate blend of architectural mastery and environmental integration. In fact, Hernán Cortés, the Spanish conquistador who would ultimately lead to the downfall of the empire, was reportedly stunned by the grandeur of Tenochtitlan, comparing it favorably to European cities like Venice. The engineering behind Tenochtitlan wasn't merely functional. It was a testament to the ingenuity of the Aztec people. One of the most fascinating aspects of Aztec innovation is the chinampas, or floating gardens. These artificial islands, built on the shallow waters of Lake Texcoco, were used for intensive agriculture. By creating fertile plots surrounded by water, the Aztecs could grow food year-round, and the abundance from the chinampas was crucial for feeding the massive population of Tenochtitlan. This ingenious agricultural system allowed the Aztecs to sustain a high population density, while also maintaining a level of ecological sustainability. It's a system that modern scholars have studied for its efficiency and its balance with the environment, showcasing that the Aztecs were not only aware of their environmental limitations but were able to innovate solutions that would serve them for centuries. In addition to agriculture, the Aztec economy thrived through their extensive trade networks. They were adept traders, and their merchants, known as Poctica, traveled vast distances, trading goods like feathers, precious stones, and foodstuffs. The Poctica weren't just merchants. They often acted as diplomats and spies, gathering intelligence about neighboring regions, which the Aztec rulers could use to their advantage. This trade system allowed for the exchange of not just material goods, but ideas and cultural practices as well, further enhancing the complexity of Aztec society. Through trade, the Aztecs forged relationships with distant cultures, spreading their influence and expanding their empire far beyond their immediate reach. Yet, the Aztecs were not merely a militaristic or economic society. They placed a significant emphasis on education and knowledge. Both boys and girls were expected to attend school, a rarity in many parts of the world at that time. Boys were often trained for military or administrative roles, while girls were educated in domestic duties, but all students were taught about their religious duties and moral codes. The two main types of schools, Calmecac for the noble class and Telpacali for the commoners, reflected the importance the Aztecs placed on education as a way to maintain social order and cultural cohesion. This investment in education helped to create a populace that was deeply connected to their cultural heritage, ensuring that each new generation would carry on the traditions and values of the empire. Another often overlooked aspect of Aztec civilization is their deep knowledge of astronomy. The Aztecs had developed a sophisticated calendar system, which not only tracked the seasons but was also deeply intertwined with their religious beliefs. Their Tonalpwali, or 260-day ritual calendar, was used to determine auspicious days for religious ceremonies and agricultural activities. This calendar was so precise that it even rivaled the astronomical understanding of European contemporaries. The Aztecs' ability to observe the heavens and use that knowledge to guide their daily lives is a testament to their intellectual achievements. Their priests, who were also astronomers, studied the stars and planets closely, understanding the cycles of celestial bodies and linking them to the fate of their society. While the Aztecs are often remembered for their imposing pyramids and grand temples, they were also skilled artists. Their art, often intricately detailed, reflected both their religious beliefs and their daily lives. The Aztecs worked with a variety of materials, including jade, obsidian, feathers, and gold. Their featherwork, in particular, was highly prized, and elaborate headdresses made from the feathers of the resplendent quetzal bird were reserved for the nobility. These artistic creations were more than just decorative. They symbolized power, prestige, and religious devotion. Aztec sculptures, many of which have survived to this day, depict gods, warriors, and historical events with a level of realism and craftsmanship that continues to captivate modern observers. Despite their achievements in art, science, and governance, the fall of the Aztec Empire is often portrayed as an inevitable consequence of Spanish superiority. While it's true that the Spanish had technological advantages, the collapse of the empire was far more complex. European diseases like smallpox decimated the population, weakening the empire's ability to resist invasion. Furthermore, the Spanish formed alliances with indigenous groups who were resentful of Aztec rule, like the Tlaxcalans, who played a crucial role in helping Cortés conquer Tenochtitlan. Internal dissent and political instability also contributed to the fall. The final collapse of the empire in 1521 wasn't just the result of superior weaponry. It was the culmination of a perfect storm of disease, betrayal, and internal strife. However, the legacy of the Aztecs didn't simply vanish with their empire. Many aspects of their culture persist to this day. Nahuatl, the language of the Aztecs, is still spoken by over 1 million people in Mexico. Words from Nahuatl, like chocolate, avocado, and tomato, have become part of global languages. Traditional Aztec dances, religious ceremonies, and agricultural practices continue to influence Mexican culture, creating a bridge between the ancient and modern worlds. In many ways, the Aztec Empire lives on through the people and practices that have endured the test of time. As we explore the full scope of Aztec society, it becomes clear that they were far more than what the popular imagination suggests. Their civilization was one of remarkable innovation, cultural sophistication, and social complexity. The Aztecs left behind a legacy that continues to inspire and intrigue. Their story is one that deserves to be told in its entirety, going beyond the stereotypes of sacrifice and conquest to reveal the brilliance of a people who shaped the history of the Americas.